Okay, it has started. So first of all, let me introduce myself and go through the agenda for today. My name is Zane. I'm a Salesforce administrator, consultant, and a community group leader based here in Riga. And I'm very excited to share with you the speaker and the agenda for today. First off, we will start with Carl's speech, how to boost your Salesforce career. And then we will have some 10 or so minutes for the Q&A session. But meanwhile, while Carl's speaking, you can write your questions in the chat, and that will be easier for him to answer those later. And finally, at the end, we will have a chance to join the quiz and to win some Salesforce swag. Okay, now I will give the floor to Carlos. Carlos, I will set you as a host, so you will be able to share your presentation and speak. Okay, you're the host now. Can you share something?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Hi, everybody. So happy to be here. Let me share my screen. Technology is beautiful here. Okay, can you folks see? Can you see my screen?
Not yet.
About now? Not yet, okay. Share
No.
screen.
Yes.
Okay, we good?
Yes.
Okay, so what we're gonna do here, we're gonna talk about how the Trailblazer community can help grow your career. This session is not necessarily technical, but it's about soft skills, engaging on the community. So regardless if you are an admin, you're a developer, architect, business analyst, whatever it is, you might be a veteran with 10 years experience in Salesforce, you might be brand new trying to get into Salesforce. This session is pretty much how to help you, to give you some advice on where and how to connect with the community. Okay, it's a short 14, maybe 14 slides, but it gives you a chance to get some tips, and of course, there's a little interaction with the questions in there. Okay. First, who am I? My name is Carlos Siqueira. I'm originally from Brazil. I'm a Salesforce MVP. And my role now is I'm a global product evangelist with a company called Elements Cloud. Little marketing here. Okay. And I'm a Salesforce evangelist. I have 7 certifications. I'm also a Salesforce instructor, which means I teach Salesforce when I have a chance. The time allows me, Salesforce requests me to do some training for them. The rest in here is pretty much a little bit about my career, what I have done, like being from Brazil and living in US, where I have worked. Down here, you can see my Twitter. I accept most of the people on LinkedIn that ask to connect. So if you feel like follow me, by all means, follow me and I interact with everybody. Lauren Dune is somebody that helped create this presentation many years ago when she was a Salesforce MVP. She's no longer an MVP, but I have to give credit for her that started the presentation, and I've been updating for years after years after years. Network, that's the name of the game. As you can see here, you can see that that's me and her. That's me and Dreamforce everywhere. You gotta get out there. Even if you're not posting pictures or anything, you need to connect with the people. You can have a silent integration in there. What is Ohana in Salesforce Ohana? What's Ohana? Is the Salesforce community. Any user, admin, or developer of Salesforce, we look out and we help each other. This is the Salesforce Ohana. Ohana is a deep-seated support system. We have 300 plus MVPs around the world. We strive to improve the world around us. Is a friends. You find friends in every city, and you pretty much ended up getting a 24/7 support online, because once you engage it, you get these things through LinkedIn, to Twitter. Now we have a Slack, the Trailblazer community, Trailhead. So you pretty much ended up. I tell you, no matter where you live today, if you decide to make a trip tomorrow, I'm pretty sure that you're gonna find people that work with Salesforce and as a local group, whatever is your destination. So that's the beauty of finding people together in there. Zane, am I going too fast, or is the speed okay? Am I going too fast?
It's good for me. Maybe someone else can write in the chat. How's the speed for them?
Yeah, just let us know in the chat, because I have a tendency to talk a lot and talk fast. So if I'm talking too fast, please let me know, and forgive my accent. I guess everybody has an accent here when speaking English. So
Everyone's saying you're speaking good, so we're
okay.
good.
So connecting to the HANA dreaming event. What are dreaming events? Long story short, every year Salesforce has the Dreamforce event in San Francisco, but a lot of times people could not afford to go. So years back, Eric Jashfield, he's a Salesforce MVP Hall of Fame, and he created one called the Midwest Dreaming in the United States. Since then, the dreaming events, they happen everywhere. There's a lot of them in Europe, everywhere else. And what happened, these are not sponsored by Salesforce. These are community sponsors. Salesforce might send one or two people to be speakers in there. They might send some swag, but the dream event is the core. It's like people doing themselves with a little budget, with a little help. So it's something in small scale, but it's good for personal networking. You have more exposure to the Salesforce people that show up in there. Of course, there is swag, right? Every time that you talk about Salesforce, you think about swag here. Okay, see that? Everybody looks about swag all the time. You have a real experience shared. You meet people that have been on the system, and there's always you are always learning, you are always sharing, and there's no marketing material. You don't go in there and people are going to be pushing you in there, because I mean, yes, every dreaming event there's sponsors, but they have their booths in there. So people are not going to be grabbing you and force you to go for a market speech in there. So rest assured. Community groups like Zane here, there are over 1,000 groups and 1,400 leaders around the world. So as I said before, no matter where you go, you will find people involved with Salesforce. We have in North America, South America, EMEA, APAC, and for the last almost 2 years, pretty much virtual. That's what is the beauty, that you folks are in Europe right now, some of you, and I'm here in sunny United States because of the virtual thing. And you have people from all backgrounds: admins, developers, users, women in tech, nonprofit, marketing, and completely free. I say that is beer because my friend, she put in there, I don't drink beer, but depending on the country, you might finish an event, you might have a beer, you might have a wine, you might have whatever is the beverage that you're using that is part of your culture around the world. Connecting Johanna again, Twitter. There is no such a thing as a business card. Business card is like a 1980s. Everybody is using Twitter. So you have immediate access to the community when you put the hashtag AskForce is your best friend. You don't know something, you can go to Twitter and put something like AskForce. Hey, how do I do this? How do I do that? And pretty soon, somebody from Salesforce or somebody from the community is going to do that. Other hashtags in there: Salesforce Ohana, Trailblazer community, and Ohana. You did something, you found, you got a brand new swag, or you got a certification, you got a new job, or whatever in there. The overall is not a question. Put a hashtag in there. Show your pride, show your accomplishments, because by doing this, you lift it others. You make sure that when you're sharing your accomplishments in there, your success, you encourage other people to raise as well. Okay? When we won, When one person raise, everybody raise. Don't be afraid to ask someone for help. The community love it, okay? Join the fun and make new friends. And there's a little joke. I don't always attend technology conference, but when I do, I go to Dreamforce. I have been to Dreamforce several years. It's a very nice experience. How to be a rock star to your boss. This is misspelling here. How to be a rock star, not a start, but that's the beauty of life things. If you go to the Trailblazer community or the Trailhand community, there's a section called Answers. Ask questions on functions on SFDC. When I started in 2016, that's pretty much was my life in there. How do I do this? How do I do that? I will ask questions, and then later on, I found out that before you ask the question, you should very much search before you do that, because you don't want to create a redundancy there. Most likely, you're going to find that the same question that you have, somebody has the same question, maybe a couple of months ago, maybe years before, and the solution is still in there. So always ask. Okay, so as I say, 98% questions are answered by the community. Search first. Be specific. Tell what it is, because when you put something there, oh, my report doesn't look that, so my dashboard doesn't look that. Well, people cannot see it. So if you can have a screenshot of the problem, of the error message that you're getting, make sure that you take that screenshot and you post it in there. Put the steps, very important steps that you have already used as a troubleshooting. If you have a son, hey, I open my org, I click on opportunity. When I try to change the status, the stage on opportunity, something goes wrong. So put as much information in there. When you find the answer, somebody provides your answer that you say, hey, this solved my problem. Hey, go in there, mark a response as the best. So this way you are giving that person credit for what he or she has done, and you make sure that other people go in there and benefit from that. So the Ohana community is all about sharing, empowering each other. You know, it's a worldwide collaboration. When you talk collaboration, it's a free form, discussion based. Now we have several Slack workspace. I don't have a crystal ball, but I think in the next few months, within a year, I think we're going to be a lot of shift from the Trailblazer community to Slack channels, because that's the way to go. Everything in the Slack is fun, is faster, is a better collaboration. Post your links, share your files, give thanks badges. I mean, I'm not sure if this is still available, but there was previously, you could in there and put a badge like a thank you for somebody. I don't know if you still have in there, but I need to verify. Update your email settings. This is extremely important, because if you're part of a group, when you go in there, you have the email settings saying how often you get a notification. The groups that I own, I get a notification for every single post in there. But the groups that I don't own, I just post, hey, give me a daily digest. The other ones that I don't go very often, I give me a weekly digest. But you got to pay attention to that, because how good it is if Zane start to put a lot of activity on the group, but your setup in here is off, or it's just once a week. So if she comes Monday, she say, hey, this Wednesday, I have a great event. I'm going to be giving away $100 bills. Well, if you don't see that, you only see that on a Friday, you just miss your chance in there. So make sure that you check your email settings in there. Create one post and mention different groups. So instead to create, if you want to put a message to several groups, don't go on each group and create it. Just create the message once and do the tagging here. Come on, Carlos. Do the tagging there. So this way, that message of yours get across several groups. Don't worry about joining groups. They don't bite. Some people might feel intimidated, but go in there. If you're comfortable with your English, put it. If you're not comfortable in English, guess what? Put in whatever language you're comfortable. Somebody will find that out and you answer in your native language. So don't worry about it, okay? What else? Okay, App Exchange. App Exchange is very important. I mean, why would you try to reinvent the wheel, try to create an app or buy one when you can go to the App Exchange? And everything on the App Exchange not always is free, but a lot of them are free of charge. And of course, they are apps, they are secure, meaning Salesforce has verified them. And your boss comes to you and say, hey, I need a new set of reports or dashboards or something like this. Boom, you go and you look good. You're trying to be a rock star with your boss. Okay. As we say here, there's a free apps in there. The other place that's very good is called the ideas. You say, well, I wish I could do such and such, okay, but I cannot right now. There's ideas in there for 10 years, but that's the place where you voice your opinion. Okay, that's where you make suggestions, and Salesforce monitors that. Okay, and you don't get anything financially. You get a little points here just to encourage you, but it's the good feeling that you say, hey, I made a suggestion. Can you imagine if you go in there, make a suggestion, 6 months later that suggestion of yours become a feature? I mean, you're not going to get any swag in there, but you say, hey, I made my contribution. And that's how you go and you see ideas. You can share your ideas, but you can vote for your ideas. So that's how Salesforce managers in product, they make a decision what the market is asking for and what is not. So it's your opportunity in there to drive the business so that whatever is going to come new. As I said before, network, network, network. This is a lot of MVPs here, golden hoodies and stuff. And want to know a story with a happy ending? This is for an unemployed to MVP in 19 months. Let me see if I can copy this. Give me a second here. And I'm going to put this on the chatter. Okay, well, I can just do this in case you folks want to take a look. And that's about it. I mean, I hope I haven't done too fast, but it's pretty much simple tips in there. And Zane and myself, we are open for any questions that you might have, any comments, anything related to what we just presented here.
Thank you, Carlos. That was very inspiring. I have the first question to you. I saw that you went to Dreamforce New York last week, and I just wanted to know how did it go, and did you have a great time there? And how do we get there one day?
well, well, I support Salesforce a lot, but probably one of the biggest persons to criticize. Okay, um, keep in mind. I mean, just Dreamforce 2019 was the last one in San Francisco that was in person. We had 170,000 people in there. Okay, that changes the city. That brings a lot of money for people in the city. Okay, this time around we had like a 1,200. It's just crazy. The business just didn't make any money, but Salesforce, being a social concern company, they have to look about safety, safety, and safety. So for me, in San Francisco was perfect because we had I wouldn't say too many. We had a lot of testings to be done, and there were people that flew over there, paid for the hotel airline at the last minute, some glitch, because technology can have a glitch, some glitch, and they couldn't make it. Okay. In New York was slightly different. In New York, they thought about open up to have more people, right? I was told 2,500. Sometimes some people say 5,000, and it was very restrictive. Only U.S. based people. It didn't matter if you was a MVP or somewhere else. If you're not U.S. based, of course, you for American living in another country, yeah, you could come. But a lot of people chose not to go. And the week before, they had probably like less than 400 people, and they had already spent the time and the money invested in there. So content wise, for me, is always good, but for all the Salesforce events, I can make an agenda to attend several sessions, and you know what? I don't. If I attend one, I'll be happy because things change. You get requests, you get invited to help here, helping there. I really don't know how to say no to Salesforce because my career is on the Salesforce. So every time they ask us, hey, could you spare 15 minutes on a session? Could you talk to this group here of students? Could you talk to somebody, tell your story or something technical? That I cannot say no. Okay, I cannot say no. So my agenda, it just goes crazy. So in New York, I knew there was a lot of content. A lot of the stuff that you saw in there, you could have seen using Salesforce Plus. Okay, I'm going to be honest with you. You didn't need to fly over there, but I mean that contact, that face-to-face thing is something that technology will never replace. And we are humans. We miss that. We miss being talking to people face to face. We miss talking to people that talks too loud. We miss talking to people that have a bad breath. It's the same. Stay away from me. But we miss that interaction. We being like a secluded. We feel like we're being held hostage at our homes. And this goes across, and especially now with the new version of variant of the COVID, I think Salesforce the last minute they have to. A lot of people, they didn't have the number of people that they expect. They couldn't cancel, so then they open up a little bit to see if people will go in there, but still they have to, they have to open up in one way so people would attend, but they have to really tie up the security in order to allow these other people to go. So as always, I can only say thank you, Salesforce, for all that they do. It was a great event, and I think this is the future, to have a lot of events like that. Vaccine Cloud is something that Brett Taylor said that they putting available to a lot of other institutions. It's not just for Salesforce events. You might be having a voting. You have a fashion show in Paris. You might have a show in Germany about cars and things like that. All the technology behind can be used in that. So going back to the original question, yes, Dreamforce in New York was good. We have to see security first. How the other event is going to take place. Make sense?
Thanks a lot. I'm still waiting for questions to pop up in the chat. And if you want to turn your mic on, let me know. I will set you as a host so you don't have to maybe write a longer question. Just let me know. So far I have no questions. Don't be shy, ask anything. Use this opportunity while Carlos is here. Okay, Trivan, how do you become a Salesforce certified trainer?
Yeah, good question. It took me 2 years, because it's not something public. It's not something that you go to Web Assessor. It's not a certification that you go in there. In order to be a certified trainer, you need to be sponsored by a company. Salesforce has a set of contractors, companies that provide training. So that company is going to be your sponsor. There's no cost for them. If a company tries to charge you for that, it's plain BS. Don't fall for that. But you have to be introduced to Salesforce and say, yeah, we accept that person. Of course, you need to have a certification. If you want to be an instructor about admin, you must have at least the admin certification, at least one or few years experience. Once you do that, you go for this onboarding process where you are matched with a certified instructor, okay? And that person is going with you. So when I did mine, I quit my job in December of 2018, and I spent January and February 2 months straight just studying that like all day long, Monday to Sunday. Why? Because the deck itself was like a 540 things, slides. It's a 40 hours class, 5 days a week, 8 hours. It was crazy. Right now, I just have to recertify because they're coming up with a new material. So between now and February, I need to recertify. But the way to do is to find a company that is a official Salesforce trainer company, and they can be your sponsor. As I said, it doesn't cost you money, but it will take you time to get in there.
Thank you. And we have another question. How to manage work with learning from community events? Like time collapse, and I miss lots of valuable events like this.
That's a good question. What happened is a lot of people is starting to be sensitive about that, and that's why I was talking to Zane before about recording, because for me it's 11:30 before lunchtime. For you folks, it's already 6 o'clock in there, 6:30. So all my events that I'm the sponsor, I record and I put on Twitter, on LinkedIn, on the YouTube. Uh, so yes, I mean, there's a lot of events that I miss because they're like in India or in Australia, 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, my time. But the trick is to see, you see, Zane, that's what I was mentioning to you, the benefit of a recording, because then you go and you post this later. So that's how I would say about, because I'm not saying that you don't learn. Of course, every event like this, you might learn. This is not a trailhead event that you go in there hands on. But there's a lot, I hope whatever I'm sharing here so far, you find value in there. But the thing is, because of the time zones, I have been to events that was 1, 2 o'clock in the morning for me, but that's the only way. They say they will not record it. So look for the event and make sure, hopefully, the event is going to be recorded and later on you can see it.
Great, thank you. We have another question from Kuldeep, but he wants to speak, so I need to enable his microphone. Okay, Kuldeep, can you enable your microphone and ask your question now?
Hello.
Yes. Hi.
Yes. Hi. Hi, Zen, and hi, Carlos. This one
Hello.
is really insightful session. I'm from India, and here is like night 10 o'clock. So I'm attending this session. I'm working in marketing cloud industry. My question is that in App Exchange portal, in Salesforce App Exchange portal, I have find like lot of apps related to the sales, the CPQ, and the accounting apps as well. But when the comes in the marketing cloud, lot of very few apps there. So is it possible that if I do not have any license in the marketing cloud, because I have a org from my client org, okay, in the marketing cloud. So if I do not have any marketing cloud org and I can create a marketing cloud app in the app exchange, is it possible?
Well, I don't know, because first, I don't work for Salesforce. Second, Marketing Cloud is a very strange animal because Marketing Cloud is not native to Salesforce. Marketing Cloud is a company that Salesforce bought it, so it's not developed on the force.com. So you don't go in there and you do exactly the same point and click. It's not the same interface that you see when you're doing when you are in the Salesforce. You log in into your org. Marketing Cloud doesn't have a sandbox. It's totally different. So for a lot of people say, hey, how do I get to Market Cloud? The only way that I found right now, is that you are lucky enough to be on a client or your company by that, and you learn by doing it. Okay. Other than that, there's a few trailhead badges in there, but they are high level. Okay. If you're trying to have a certification, I don't see any material in there.
I
So
have I have certification in Marketing Cloud. I have an email certified in Marketing Cloud administrator exam as well. So I have a two certification in Marketing Cloud, but I'm looking for the Marketing Cloud consultant exam. And before the consultant exam, I just need to create an app in the Marketing Cloud related to the email opt out. So that's why I have a question that if is it possible or not, because I'm working in the client org right now in the Marketing Cloud, and I'm in
well,
this.
as I said, I have no idea, because first,
Hi, can you hear me?
Okay, yeah, for whatever reason I was muted. What I was saying, Kuldeep, is that first, I don't work for Salesforce, so I can't tell anything on their behalf. Second, Market Cloud is not native to Salesforce. If you go to a Salesforce org, it looks one way, you have things behind. The Market Cloud, it might be similar, but it's not the same. Market Cloud, you don't have a sandbox. It's a different animal. Even though Salesforce own it, it's not the same. Okay, so if you already said that you already have a couple certifications, what exactly could that you're trying to accomplish?
Uh, I'm dealing in the email studio, automation studio, and
Okay,
so yeah. So I'm dealing with this plan. Yeah.
okay. So you already have two certifications in marketing, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Are you trying to get another certification? Are you trying to get a marketing cloud developer org that you can play on your own instead of using the one for your clients? What are you trying to accomplish here?
I'm just create a app for the in the app for all the users who really need an app for that daily related task for the email opt out or something else, because some functionality not there in the email studio in the marketing cloud. So that's why I need to develop a app for the email opt out functionality.
Okay, as I said, I don't have the answer because what you're looking for is probably you're looking to have your own copy, your own version of the marketing cloud, like a developers org, and I'm not aware of that. So
Okay.
because what you
Okay.
said is that you're using your client's org, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Kuldeep,
Okay.
actually, Trivan wanted to add something to
Okay.
this discussion.
Yeah.
He said that he might have an answer. Yes, Trivan?
Okay. Go, Treven.
Hi. So
Hi.
the app that you can hear me, right? Or
Yes.
Yeah.
good. So Kuldeep, different kinds of apps are there in Marketing Cloud. The one that you are speaking, you can build it in a landing page within Marketing Cloud, as well as if you build it outside on AWS or Heroku, you can just integrate. So that's how apps are built, especially for Marketing Cloud. And for Salesforce, it's built on top of the same platform.
No, I need a unique app in the for the marketing cloud, because other apps
Yes.
already built. So why the people will be purchase my app if the other app already available? So that's why I'm working in a unique idea. So I'm working in the email opt out functionality in the marketing cloud. And for the same, I have researched few apps, but those apps are developed by the organization of Salesforce or the like the big brand. But not everyone like the developing the app in the marketing cloud, because and I need to develop these type of app, because so the user can easily access these type of app in the app exchange platform. So yeah.
Okay. Thank you both. I have a question here from Himani Saini. I'm learning Salesforce admin dev. Please guide me on some important points I should cover. Almost preparing for PD1. Well, you need to make up your mind. You want to be an admin or you want to be a developer? Because right now, I don't know exactly what you're trying to do here. Okay. What I would say, if first you got to start with the admin, no matter where you go, because if you're just trying to go to PD1, you will learn with the PD1, you're not going to learn how to code the Apex. You're going to learn about the engines, what takes place, but PD1 doesn't make you a developer. PD2, yes, you are required to really know Apex, Lightning Web Components, all the nice stuff. Okay, so everybody, in my opinion, should learn the admin, because PD1 or PD2, you learn how to code, but you don't learn about maintaining your org. So it is very important that developers, they know a bit of the admin side, because they can make a decision and say, hey, do I really need to write a code here, or I can have something out of the box by using point and click? So focus first on getting your admin certification, and then you make a decision. If you decide that you really want to be a developer, then you go for that. But you got to have a base of understanding how Salesforce works. Okay, that will be through admin. How Salesforce certification help in employment? Well, do I really need to answer that? I mean, how are you going to get a job in Salesforce without any certifications? Certification, I mean, if you have a lot of experience, you don't have any certification. As soon as you need to get the certification is going to attract the headhunter, or the recruiter is going to look at you and going to come to you and stuff. But the certification alone is not going to get you the job. It's going to get you the interview. If you have a 5, 10, 20 certifications, but you don't have any experience, guess what? As soon as you have a technical interview, or even if you get the job, they give you something to do and you don't know how to do, there you go. They kick you in the butt and you out. Okay, so it goes side by side. On the other hand, if you don't have any certification, but you have a lot of experience, it's going to be hard to a recruiter to come to you. But if somebody introduces you to your company, as soon as you do the technical interview, they say, man, that person knows a lot, and then you get the job. So one needs to be with the other. Okay. Any more questions? Come on, people.
Yes, please write your last question so we can move over to the quiz. Oh, there's one more. What should I go for?
Well, the basic certification is all on Trailhead. If you go to Trailhead, there's certification in there and show you all the paths. Let me see if I can show here, because it's easier to show than to just talk. Give me a second here while I log in and try to share my screen again. Folks, this is extremely important here, okay? I mean, I see a lot of questions in the real world, and all the information is in there. If you got to this group, you know about Trailhead, so is in there. The information is right there. The training is right there. You just need to make up your mind. So anybody that doesn't know how to start with Salesforce, trailhead.salesforce.com, right there. And then when you click in here, certifications, okay? And then you find your role. You want to be an admin. You want to be an architect, developer, marketer, consultant, designer, and has all the explanations, see what it takes. What's a Salesforce administrator? What it does? What the credentials? I mean, it's right there. Okay. Oh, keep checking until you find the one that you feel like is in line with what you do today and what you want to do in the future. Okay. You see here, MuleSoft certifications, Slack certifications. I'm working on my Slack certification right now. It's all in there, and free training.
You are working for your Slack certification?
Yes.
Great. I'm also looking for the same, because in the next few months, I'm also want to complete this certification. So yeah, it's really, really great.
Yeah, I mean, as you can see, I'm coughing. I'm recovering. I had pneumonia a month ago. Surgery 3 weeks ago. I'm still here, but yeah, I mean, that Slack, I have to put on hold. But yeah, I really want it because, for me, Slack is the future with Salesforce. And I work for a small company. Chances are I will be able to influence what we do with the Slack, but I highly recommend, to consider that. Ankit is saying, do not you think the fee amount for certification is so high? Well, define so high. Do you think that prices should be based on countries? Because if you're in India, I know that compensation there is much different than here. But for what I know is that the certification is $200 across the world.
Yes, $200. It's very high because I am looking for my next consultant exam, and the price is very high. The $200 certification cost, so it's very high in India.
Well,
Guys,
that's
I
what.
think we're getting a bit off topic. Like
Yeah.
this, if you have questions for your career, please address them. If you're discussing Salesforce certification prices, it's not really the topic of the today. So
Yeah. Well, what I suggest is
yeah.
make your employer to pay for, because every company, decent company, should pay for the employee's certification. And I just asked somebody asked how to learn Slack. I just put it in there. I mean, I'm sharing this screen and I put it in there so that whoever wants to get more information about Slack is right there on the chatter.
Great, thanks a lot. I wasn't aware of this Slack certification. It's the first for me.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
No problem.
Okay, I think we can move over to the quiz. So just a note here, since this is a local community event, there will be a prize for locals at the end of, well, for the winner of the quiz. And you must be either located or residing in Latvia to receive the prize, but you can still participate if you want to be on the leaderboard at the end. So it will be a Kahoot quiz. If you have not used Kahoot before, you will need your phone as your device. And I will shortly share my screen, and you will see the game pin where you can join the game. Just a second.
I'm just sharing here so that you can share your screen.
Yes. Yeah, so there are two ways you can join. You can go to kahoot.it, or quickly download the Kahoot app if you don't have it already, and then enter the game pin. Here's the game pin. And you will choose a nickname for yourself. It doesn't have to be your real name, but if you want to receive the prize, then I will ask for your real name. You will answer
No.
the quiz.
Just checking.
You will be on the first place for sure.
Nah.
Okay. Is anyone trying to join? Because I see we are 14 attendees, but 11 people at the quiz. Okay, 13 attendees. If anyone is struggling to join, just write me in the chat and we will try to solve it. I guess not. Okay, then I think we can start the quiz. Get ready for the first question. Oh, someone dropped off. No one's screaming in the chat. Okay, then I will start the game. Okay, first question. Let's go. What is Carlos's Twitter handle? It was there on one of the first slides. Oh, 2 people answered correctly. Nice catch. Okay. Next question. Who's on the leaderboard? MG. And Duzis. Okay, next one. What languages does Carlos speak? English, Portuguese, German, English, Russian, Spanish, Portuguese, Portuguese, Spanish, English, or Spanish, English, French? Yes. Portuguese, Spanish, and English. So 6 people have answered correctly. Perfect. MG still on the 3rd place. Duzis and Labs. Okay. Be ready for the 3rd question then. What are some hashtags you suggested for the community? Salesforce Ohana, Ask for Ohana, Ohana, Apex API, Ask Force, Ask Carlos, Salesforce, or Salesforce Ohana, please help, Salesforce is not working.
Oh boy.
Everyone answered correctly. Good job. Okay.
Don't put your hashtag Ask Carlos because you're gonna get no answer.
We will use it now daily, Carlos, for our problems. Okay, some changes in the leaderboard. Okay, we have 2 questions more. Just to preface this, that they will be 10-second questions, so you will have to answer quickly and you will not have the time to Google them. So be prepared. Okay, on what date Spring 2022 pre-release orgs will be available? 16, 17, 20, or 21st December?
I know this one.
This is a quick one, right? Yes,
Yeah.
it's already tomorrow. Yes. Okay, and who's on the leaderboard? MG. Okay. The next question is the last, also a super speedy one. So be prepared. What is the name of the newest Salesforce mascot? Andy, Sandy, Mandy, or Brandy? Brandy.
Brandy.
Okay.
We should put a question in there. What's Zane's color eyes? You know?
Yes.
Are they real? Are they contact lenses? You know?
They're my real eyes.
I know. I'm just kidding.
Okay. Duzis, Labs in 1st place. Drum roll. MG. I guess it's you, Martin, right? Yes, congratulations. I will contact you directly and you will receive like small Christmas prize. Thank you for joining. Yes, it's you. Great. Thanks a lot. I think that concludes today's event. Thank you so much for joining all, and thank you, Carlos. Kudos to you. It was really interesting, and well, we saw that people were engaging with you a lot. So that's a testament that you had a great presentation. Thank you a lot that you contacted me and was the first brave speaker for this community group. Thanks a lot.
Thank you all. Thank you, Zane, for the opportunity. And I just put in there, feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn. I work several hours late. I chat with Zane just about any time in Florida or in Europe. And looking forward to engage with everybody here. Thanks again for the opportunity. Enjoy your day and your happy holidays.
You too, Carlos. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.